be by my side.
You look like.
Uh-huh. What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Another Avenue, where we practically and intentionally engage the art of yielding because God's word directs our paths.
Absolutely.
It's another episode.
It's another episode, man.
Another episode.
We back.
We back.
One more time.
Like we never left. But we left. Now we're back.
And now we back. Yeah.
We're talking about something interesting today. Pastoring.
Yeah.
But not just pastoring, the weight of pastoring. And that's interesting that we're talking about weight because on Easter Sunday, you talked about how Simon, who helped Jesus carry the cross, put down the weight.
Yes, he
that
did.
Jesus picked up
Yes, he
what
did.
he put down. So today, we're talking about the weight of pastoring. First of all, let's talk about how long you've been pastoring. He claims that he's an old man.
Man, you make me feel old, if nothing else. So I started pastoring. I became the pastor of Greater Thankful in 2014.
Wow.
That was 11 years ago.
I was 13 years old.
See, I told you. 11 years ago, man. No breaks.
No breaks. And you graduated high school
In 2010.
2010. You started preaching
In 2011.
in 2011.
Yeah.
You go to college,
Yes.
and then you start pastoring in 2014.
Yeah. So I started pastoring before I got my degree. 3 months. I graduated in August of 2014. And I became the senior pastor at Greater Thankful.
So
Pastor.
you have not had any time off.
No, I don't know what it's like to be a man and not be a pastor. I don't. In some ways, that may be a good thing for me.
Yeah.
But in other ways, I feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be a grown adult
Mm-hmm.
and not pastor people.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Bro. I'm telling you. It's interesting.
That's interesting.
Because I remember being at Jacksonville State,
Uh-huh.
and being the preacher. Like I wasn't Byron
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of people. I was they go to preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Or I was Byron the preacher.
So how did that have an impact on your college life? Or did it?
Well, I was also in my hometown. And in a smaller area, right? So I mean, it's not like I was in a major city.
Yeah.
So there was nowhere I could escape the reality of being the preacher, and that was highly unfortunate for me. I mean, it was cool because there were a lot of people who were down to earth, and allowed me to be a person.
Mhm.
What's interesting, I
Okay.
think, and maybe we'll pick this up later,
Okay.
is that I felt like there were people who were more okay and respectful at the same time of me being a person and a preacher on the college campus
Mm.
than there were in my own community and church.
Wow.
There were people who expected me to be an old man
Mm.
because I had become a preacher. So,
Did you ever have to deal with those? Well, probably not because you probably preferred it, but I did. But I'm not gonna speak for you.
okay.
That you don't act like a preacher, dress like a preacher, look like a preacher, kind of thing.
No, see, I was dressing and looking like a preacher at the time.
Okay.
I am more removed from that today than I have ever been. And so, but I think that's a thing.
Mhm.
Like even that, dressing, living, it really wasn't until COVID that I felt like I had the space to just figure out who I was. Because prior to that, I had been who I was expected to be.
I saw a post this morning, I believe, on social media, and it was talking about how so many people don't know what it is to be themselves because they've only been taught to be good.
Listen. Pick me. It's me. It's me, oh Lord. Standing in the need of prayer.
Yeah.
No, man, absolutely. That was a lot of weight. And I didn't realize how it aged me until I hit COVID.
Wow.
And then you had the pressures of COVID, right?
Yeah.
But the day-to-day hustle and bustle has stopped. And so and if you're not careful, man, it'll send you over the edge because you don't realize that I don't know what I like. I don't know where I would like to go.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would like to do. I traveled. I went to the college campuses. I saw people. I did, all the things, right? But it still, there was never a day that I was away from the weight. And that's why I thank the Lord for my wife.
Uh-huh. Shout out to his wife.
Shout out to Bria.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful. Because she helped me find balance. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize how wound up I was until we got married. And I lived in a home with someone who was not carrying that weight.
So we keep throwing this word weight around.
Yeah.
We're not throwing our weight around. We're just throwing the
word weight
around. What has the weight been?
Oh man. I don't think we're not gonna talk about you. But, for me, the weight has just been the pressure to be good.
Yeah.
The pressure to date without scandal. The pressure to marry and marry once. the pressure to raise angels and not children.
Mighty lamb.
Man, the weight, the weight to not let people know you fail.
Wow.
So you praying to Jesus. This is not now. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
But I remember being young and the only person I could tell was my mama and my pastor.
Yeah.
My dad too. My mom, my dad, my brother, and my pastor. I remember because the same people who help you get down there will judge you for being down there. Right. So yeah, man, just living in that reality of that I'm never free. I'm never free of the pressure to be not only a model citizen, but a community representative. Yeah.
And in our culture, that's an old man.
That's heck yeah. For lack of better words.
Yeah.
That's yes, absolutely. Yeah. Wow. You have to learn. And then, there's so many other little micro realities that you have to live out, right? So you have to be I'm literally a 22-year-old going to all the 90-year-old birthday parties.
My Lord. Acting interesting.
Their grandchildren didn't even come. Right. I remember, man. Yeah. I remember. And so, or having to cancel dates.
Oh.
Having to cancel trips I had paid for.
Oh, wow.
Because that member died.
And you can't miss that funeral. Miss it, him.
Man, I remember going to Gatlinburg with some friends. And this was the week. I think it was the week. Oh, we left the Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Big group trip. All of us paid. And I went. But Sunday was coming.
Yeah.
And so I got up at 3:00 in the morning on Sunday and drove back to be back for worship.
Which meant you went on the trip, but you didn't ride with everybody else.
I drove.
You had to enjoy the trip alone.
Absolutely.
Like the trip up and down.
Yes, man.
Wow.
So much weight. Then you have the weight to be more mature, not just in dress, look, presentation, but to be more mature than you really are, because you've got grown people coming at you, real grown, because I was grown, but I wasn't grown, right?
Real grown.
You got grown people coming at you, tossing their lifelong burdens and problems onto you. And not just onto you. That's like counsel. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But at you is something totally different. Because they're mad at their dad, who's deceased, going to be with the Lord or not.
Yeah.
And there's an expectation for you to be a better father than my father was.
Or a better pastor than the last pastor. Or my childhood pastor.
Or that I'm not like my predecessor and pastor. Oh, that was a big thing. Because the senior crowd wants you to be like the last guy. And the young crowd wants you to be nothing like him.
My Lord.
Yeah. So that weight, you live, brother, in under that weight. And you don't realize. I think the only time in my adult life that I haven't felt that weight was in the transition of leaving Alabama and coming here. And it lasted for a solid 3 months. And I think, it may have lasted a little longer because, the honeymoon is good, right? But then when you start to feel the weight, I think I told you, I was like, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget to talk about what it feels like to be in your study or your office and walk to the sanctuary feeling like an enemy.
Yeah.
You feel like you the ops.
Oh, yeah.
In the church, you've been called a pastor.
Yeah.
Walking from your office to the pulpit. And so the weight of the loneliness of that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because I was privileged, but also burdened with pastoring my family too.
Wow.
And so that was a lot, man. You realize that the people, and this is no knock to them at all. It's just that tension happens when you're called to lead people, right? So, you learn to, now it makes you stronger.
Oh,
it's weight. It's weight. But at the same time, it's still weight to carry. So what about you, man? You pastored before coming here too. Senior pastor.
So here I am talking about I'm called to preach in 10th grade, 15. And I'm the preacher in high school. And one of the biggest weights, so funny, 10th grade, I'm a preacher. I did my first sermon. Whole school come. Beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful.
The people you go to PE with.
The people I go to, we hoop together. The gangsters that don't never go to church came to church that day. And that was beautiful. But the following year is 11th grade, so I can go to prom. Let's talk about this weight. Everybody's asking me, Rip, you coming to prom? Like all my homeboys.
And what you gonna do after prom?
And what you doing? And who you coming with at prom, right?
Yeah.
And what you gonna do while we dancing?
Because you're the preacher.
Yeah. I had teachers watching me at prom to see if I was gonna dance or not. And if you know me now, you know I was dancing. Every hood song that was on, hey, we with it. So that was a whole tension. 12th grade year, I went with someone as a preacher. Now everybody do because we were together.
That girl was supposed to go straight home. Do you hear me?
She was supposed to go straight home. But yeah, it was so interesting. And what could she wear going with me? So
yeah,
I
had to be a church mother. She needed stockings and a slip.
With gloves and a hat.
With a hat. Yeah.
No,
a hat.
no,
Where you can't see your face.
Melania Trump. No, I had to make her comfortable. Like, she knew, but I had to express, like, ma'am, please.
Man.
Wear what you want to wear.
Man.
I'm going to wear what I want to wear. So wear what you want to wear. We're going to take pictures. We're going to be normal. And I'm walking down the promenade on the red carpet. And everybody's like, rap. I just want to be Jalen today, right? So pressure, high school, college pressure. Everybody found out I was a preacher, and I hadn't even talked to everybody.
Yeah.
And people were telling me, watch the cameras. You want to go to a party? I've been to one college party. One. And it was not at the college I was attending.
Because you didn't need to be there.
Because I didn't need to be there. And the one I wanted to go to got shut down before I went. So pressure. Then pressure. So that's external pressure. But then that internal pressure with the church. So you 19 as our senior pastor. But we expecting you to be prepared every Sunday morning, making good grades in school, doing right at home.
Be a good boy. This is triggering me, actually. Like, the more I see here, I'm like, oh, this is painful.
Oh, yeah.
This is painful.
Oh, yeah. So I wasn't able to, the people that you would think were my friends, they couldn't hang. So all of the prominent people's children couldn't hang with me because they hated church. So I had to befriend all of the hood. All of the people who wasn't coming to church, but they had some kind of piqued interest. They just wasn't going, and they were like, "You down to earth. You can be with us too.
You cool. I can fool with you."
Yeah. So I went to their parties and in their house, and their mama invited me over, and they still my best friends to this day. So that pressure to be prepared, enjoy life, and they say to me, be young.
Let's talk about that.
Within our parameters.
That's what I was about to say. With they don't know what that means.
Because to be young, it's to
be foolish. I'm gonna say it. I'm not even gonna let you. It's to be look at me. It's to be foolish. Because you were.
I don't know what it feels like to just act up. ACK.
Yes, no, because there's a call on your life. Watch this. There's a call on your life to not be, in their eyes, it's less about you being a preacher.
Yeah.
And more about being somebody I can be proud of.
My Lord. And then this weight of people imposing on you, which is really a lot of what you're saying, imposing on you what they ain't getting through to their kids.
Or ruining your friendships. Bro, ruining your friendships by comparing their kid to you or you to their kid.
My Lord.
You need to act like you got some sense. Go act like, I'm like,
you making
and now they looking at you crazy.
You're making it weird, bro. Like we can't even go eat together.
Yeah.
You know, we can't hoop together. So that pressure has always been tough. But then for me, I'm not gonna lie. When I was super duper younger, like youngest,
I'm about to say you still young. But, you know.
I loved suits. I wore a suit. I wanted to wear a suit every Sunday with boots, like cowboy boots. My parents were buying me cowboy boots.
That's everybody. That's LA.
Lower Alabama.
That's what that is. I don't know nothing about no boots.
I had boots. I was sneaking boots to school in kindergarten because I loved dressing up.
That's hilarious.
But I grew out of it, and I wanted to be normal. I was hanging with the hood. I wanted the hood to come to church.
Can we pause?
Let's talk.
I think we also have to acknowledge the reality that all called people of God, especially those who I believe, this is just Byron. I believe all of us who are called to preach are weird.
Oh yeah.
Like even before in our formation, we were weird children.
I'm having flashbacks.
Yes, we were weird children.
Yeah.
You know, we were strange. But thank God for balance.
Oh, yeah.
That there were people around us who, helped form us and helped us find balance, right?
Yes.
So I think that that's a reality we have to acknowledge, that the stuff you're saying about you loving boots and loving suits and stuff like that, it's weird, but it's normal for us. Like we're the quirkiest, brainiest. Look at people and things and situations and listen to conversations, and we get a word out of it. Like it's strange. But that's just the way I guess the Lord works it.
Oh yeah. So when I started pastoring, and I never forget one Sunday I had on a Faith Gear hoodie on a first Sunday. Now, typically at black churches we wear black and white, whatever, right? So I kept it, in today's modern language, I kept it cute, I had on all black, but I had on a Faith Gear hoodie that says, "Forgive them." Got my happy self up to preach. Well, came to church. Let's just start coming to church, and got up to preach. I think I preached pretty okay that Sunday. So I think, and some weeks passed, and I'm sitting at a meeting about something totally different, and my attire comes up. But
that happens.
These are the same people who applaud me when people come down the aisle and get saved. Like,
well, that's because that's God in their eyes. That's the Lord. That's not you, and you need to fix that.
Yeah. So I want to be like Molly and throw them the cards and say juggle. You pick.
Duggle. That's what she really said.
Duggle. Yeah. So attire. Not just attire, but when my friends started coming to church. So when the attire started working, and they started coming and joining and participating and making it better, it had to hush them. So they participated in the listening.
Which I don't want to shift if you're not ready to shift.
Let's shift.
But leads me, because it's just hit me. Listening to you. Another heavy aspect of the weight is the weight.
Yeah.
Like a big part of what makes us tired, stresses us out in some ways, makes pastoring, by the way, the fourth most stressful profession in the world.
And where are we on suicide list? Like,
oh man,
we like
crazy
top
high.
2, right?
Yeah. Is waiting. We have to wait for people to believe us. We have to wait for people to trust us, if ever.
Yeah.
We have to wait for people to see that this weirdness works.
It works.
Because you're the only person I know can pull off a Faith Gear hoodie, some suit slacks, and some dunks, and it worked. Like, you're the only person. But like stuff like that, like part of that, because here's the thing they don't realize, because we have a tendency to go really carnal when it comes to church matters, especially matters of vision, right? Is we don't give the time for God to do what God said God would do, or for God to fulfill in our eyes what we claimed the Lord spoke in our ears. Right?
Wow.
So you heard that this is the man or woman that God gave you at your church.
Yeah.
Until they get there. And the wait for us is waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for the support. Waiting for the help. Waiting for the trust. Right? And so that makes this stressful, because unlike practically every other profession, we too are following what we can't see, who we can't see.
Yeah.
And trying to lead people to follow us to somewhere that we didn't determine and we can't see.
With consistent, oncoming demands,
man,
that you have to juggle.
But the other weight,
Yeah.
There's another weight.
There's another weight.
There's another weight.
All right.
The other weight is not just the gains.
Okay.
Because when you lift weights, right? We think of the weight only when we put weight on the bar.
Yeah.
When we add weight on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more weight sometimes when you lose people.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember at my first church being accused of disrespecting my dead granddaddy because I changed something in the order of worship. Because he loved that aspect of worship. And he's turning in his grave. I remember many things like that, right? But and you can choose to fight or you can eat it. But specifically though, speaking of not just the gains but the losses, losing people makes the weight heavier sometimes. Especially the good ones.
Woo. And the ones that don't die. So and here's what I mean. Losing them to somewhere else or to something else. Like they may not go to another church, they may go home. Or it could have been that one conversation with somebody that wasn't you. And they just like, I love you and I'm backing you and I'll do whatever you need me to do, but I just can't be here. And I'm like, you just crushed me and you don't even know it.
Yeah. Yeah, because people don't recognize that. People don't recognize how fragile the pastor is in the pastoral experience, right?
Yeah.
Because the same way people are looking at us, we're looking at some people. Which, I mean, of course, we're flawed too, right? There are some people we look up to. There's some people we honor sometimes a little more than we should.
Yeah.
There are some people we look to be faithful. Maybe not even to us, but to the church.
Yeah.
And we get let down too.
Oh yeah.
And in those letdowns, sometimes that grief can wear you out, man.
Wear you out.
But then sometimes those losses, losing people to death.
Oh.
Like losing certain members, bro. And it's not even always that chair of deacons or sometimes it can be them, but it's not even always that man. It's not even always that singer that could lift the church. Sometimes it's that quiet person who always came on Sunday, always came on Wednesday night, and always just had a kind word for you after you preached.
I remember this just happened like within the past 2 months. Being up here in Nashville, one of the former members of First Baptist passed away. He had been sick. He had a car accident, like a super bad car accident. He had been like basically in a coma for forever. Yeah. This was a guy who did not bother me at all. Like when he first came, before he was a member, he was giving gifts for Christmas to the kids. Like that kind of guy. But you wouldn't know that he's that kind of guy because he ain't about to say nothing. He joined church privately. We were in worship. I knew we locked eyes. They came to me and told me he wants to join today. I just said, we thank God for the one who's come. And you'll get more information about this member. He died. And I'm up here. I'm like, I just wish I could go see the family. Go be there. Because it's those kind of losses that still hit you.
Man.
Even after you go.
And so there's a lot of weight. There's a lot of weight. But I'll say, like Simon. We too have to put down the weight. So, and I think that's spiritual and physical.
Yeah.
So, how do you put your weight down?
I think going home, being away from home, is a big way for me to put my weight down. But when I was at home, living in Alabama, still it was going to my house that helped me put weight down. Because when I'm with my family, I gotta applaud my family. They don't make me like, we joke about me being a preacher and all that. We joke
that's
about
the
it.
best kind.
I love my family, but they're not, oh, you holier than thou kind of people. No, I can be JT.
Jalen. Oh.
I got some other nicknames, but I can't tell y'all. I ain't gonna be brave like him. I could be JT at the house, you know. And that helps me put my weight down. I'm preparing to enjoy some friends in the coming days, and we going hooping. Like, they already know. They just text me in the group chat. What day you get here? We hooping. We going bowling. Like, we doing it all. And that helps me put my weight down, because they may ask me something about God, a question they got, but for the bulk of the time, we chilling. And the playoffs are on, so we about to be at somebody's house with some wings and some sodas.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
So that helps me.
No, that's good. Down. That's good. For me, my wife and kids are. I told her when we got married, I said, I'm not marrying no first lady.
No.
That's what they call you. Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Because when I get home, I don't want to hear no Donnie McClurkin. But no, being with my wife and kids it's a it's a release for me, right? Yeah. But also, I have a very small, tight knit friend group, and just getting to laugh and talk and you know that kind of stuff. So getting to take a break. Is a good way to put the weight down, because I have seen this weight affect my health. Wow. I've seen this weight make me gain weight, right? That I'm fighting off now. Yeah. I've seen the weight affect other areas of my life that are damaging. So trying to find ways to put down the weight is important.
Absolutely. I will say also, this is the sensitive line, but sometimes being with other preachers helps you put down the weight.
Absolutely.
Because we could just drop it all, not on each other, but we just lay it somewhere.
We were just at lunch today.
Yeah.
With some pastors that weren't even black.
Yeah.
And that common shared experience is almost fraternal. Like, it's nobody knows the pain, the suffering, but also the beauty.
Oh yeah,
of what comes from this, man. Yeah. And so I think number one, I know the Lord is faithful.
He is.
But number two, I think we have to cultivate ways to not only carry the weight in a healthy manner, but also to remember that we need to be making stops at Calvary to put the weight down.
And that's good for all of us. Not just preachers, but for you as well.
Put the weight down.
Put the weight down. Take this time. School is about to be out.
Man. Summer's here.
Summer's here. Vacation time.
Yeah.
Drop some weight this summer. And leave it.
Don't pick it back up.
You could do it. I believe in you.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Next time.